It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to this special edition of Science Bowl. The two teams you're about to meet have won once before, and today's winner moves on to this year's elementary school semifinals. Let's meet the teams. First, from Flintstone Elementary, please say hello to Leilani Price, Carmela Sembel, and Yesenia Lopez Pena. And from Rainier Elementary School, our team is Diana Chavez, Camila Surabali, and Jonathan Palmer. And now here are the categories of questions we use on Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on Science Bowl, our game board shows the difficulty of the questions from left to right. Easier on the left, 5 and 10-point questions. Tougher ones as we head to the right, 15, 20, 25, the toughest of them all. Both teams start out at 50 points, no penalties ever for incorrect answers. And to the 2 rounds, we will have a competitor for Rosaryville Elementary School in this year's elementary school semifinal competition. Let's make sure everything's working as it should. Carmela, try your buzzer. Thank you, honey. Good luck to you, to Yesenia, and to Leilani. And Camilla, would you try yours? It, too, seems to be in fine shape. Good luck to you, Camilla, and to Jonathan, and to Diana. Let us begin. We go alphabetically, F before M. First of all, congratulations for having made it this far in our competition. You guys are all wonderful. Let's have a good game. Start us out. Carmela.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams at the zoo. The most famous striped feline is the tiger. The most famous striped equine is this animal. Not Rainier.
Tiger.
No, I just said the tiger was the most famous striped feline. The most famous striped equine at the zoo, Flintstone, is this animal.
Zebra.
The zebra. Absolutely right. Good comeback. You guys are thinking. You were both on the same wavelength. Carmela, again, please.
Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio, if you would, please. Teams, this is a wonderful story. The whooping cranes you see on the left think that that plane is their mother. They are following it down to Florida in a migration. These birds, by identifying with that plane as a parent, is that called indoctrination, inoculation, or imprinting? Which of those 3, Rainier?
Imprinting.
Imprinting, absolutely right. That's why sometimes if you get a baby duck, it'll think you are its mother. It will imprint on you. Nicely done. Green.
Green things for 5.
Green things, 5 points. Teams, if you want maple syrup on your pancakes, you got to get this out of the maple tree first. Not Rainier.
Sap.
The sap, that's right. You got to tap that maple tree, and out comes the sap, and boil, boil, cauldron, bubble. After a while, you got to Aunt Jemima. Okay, go green.
Science Potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, dermatologists sometimes tell young people to change their pillowcase every other day if they're suffering from this on their face, a childhood disease. Camilla.
You drool too much.
If you drool too much.
Not drool too much. What is it a dermatologist might be telling you to do, guard against, if he wants you to change your pillowcase every other day? What kind of childhood disease might you have?
Lice?
Acne. Acne. It's more of a condition, I suppose, than a disease, but the oil builds up on the pillowcase, so if you change it often, sometimes you can lessen the severity of acne. Okay, nice try, teams. Go again, Green.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, Tim Tebow is a quarterback. Tebow is also a verb. If you Tebow, you go down on one what? Matt Rainier?
Knee.
Knee, down on one knee. That's right, as he demonstrates before many and after many of his games. Thanks, Jonathan, for your help that time. Go, Matt Rainier.
Dateline signs for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. Teams, the military's new drone, the tiny little plane that they have invented, is so small it can go up and down, backwards and forwards and sideways, just like what tiny bird that can do the exact same thing, Mont Rainier?
Hummingbird.
A hummingbird. They call it the hummingbird drone. You ladies are going to have to jump faster on that buzzer. Yesenia, if you knew that, you needed to jump and push and nudge to get that buzzer pushed, all right? Okay, go Green.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, what character in The Wizard of Oz carried a can of lubricant lest he rust? Flintstone?
Tin Man.
The Tin Man, that's right. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Oil, oil, oil. Thank you, Leilani. Good. Red.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, Native Americans had specific names for this very bright phase of the moon, sometimes calling them wolf or snow or strawberry. What phase of the moon did they name thusly, Mont Rainier?
Full moon.
Yeah, the full moon, the full wolf moon, the full snow moon, depending on the time of the year. Good thinking. Go, Green.
Dateline signs for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, back in the 1860s, Gregor Mendel discovered genes. Just 2 years later, one of his colleagues discovered this 3-lettered chemical that makes up genes. Mont Rainier.
DNA.
You got it. DNA. Absolutely right. Deoxyribonucleic acid. You're up to 100 points. 60 for Flintstone. Camilla, your choice.
Green things for 10.
Green things, 10 points. Teams. The Lorax said trees can't speak because they have no tongues, but you can ask a tree its age and it will say, count my what, Carmela?
Annular rings.
Yes, ma'am. Nicely done. I love that answer. Annular rings, the perfect answer. Thank you. Go.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems, 10 points. Teams, if you suffer from dermatoglyphia, you have a very rare condition whereby you have none of these, so that if a detective dusts for them, he won't find them. Mont Rainier?
Fingerprints.
Yeah, fingerprints. That's the answer. 100 points. We're adding a few more to that. You're up to 110, Mont Rainier. Flintstone is at 70. A good game. We'll be back with round 2 in just a moment. Don't you go away.
You can never know which pool safety step will save a life. Until it does. No matter how safe you feel, adding multiple safety steps can mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Hi, I'm Jordan Sparks, and my I Matter You campaign is all about making a difference, and SOS Children's Villages does just that. I cannot believe how many children SOS has helped around the world by building villages, helping abandoned children, and giving them a mother and house to grow up in. I'm calling on everyone that I know to support SOS in their efforts to help kids at risk of abandonment in countries like Sudan, Vietnam, and Haiti. SOS helps these children over the long term, and you can make a real difference in a child's life. MAD, making a difference. That's what it's all about, and SOS is one of the best. You've got to check them out at sosusa.org.
SOS Children's Villages gives homes and hope to children in need all around the world. Join SOS and Jordan Sparks in making a difference. Visit sosusa.org to learn more.
And welcome back to Science Bowl. We hope you're playing along with these young people, and we hope you're getting as many correct answers as they're giving us. They're all just great. Now, if you missed them the first time, they're back again. Here they are, advancing to the semifinals. One of them is going on. Let's reacquaint you with these young people. Let's go first to Flintstone. And Carmela, you're only in the 4th grade, and here you are, the captain of the team. You're doing such a great job. How'd you get so good?
Well, I like science a lot, and I read a lot of science magazines.
And I can tell, you know, and you're very well spoken, you're articulate, and you're serious, and you're a good competitor. All those things are working for you here. Tell us about your school. Who's your principal?
Miss Sims.
Miss Sims. And the sponsor of your team?
Miss Arcolita.
Absolutely. And she is so excited for you guys, and every time I see her, she's got a smile on her face. She is so interested in your success and in science education. Tell me, any alternates on your team?
His name is Ariel.
That's right, Ariel. He's out there. Is he a 5th grader?
Yes.
He's a 5th grader, and you're a 4th grader. And Leilani and Yesenia, you are both 6th graders. All right. So you got the bookends here, 2 6s and a 4. And I remember last time asking about Flintstone, and Leilani said, you know, that it's a very safe environment at Flintstone there. What is it that you really brag about when they talk about your school?
It's really fun to learn there. They make learning a lot much easier to understand.
Yeah, because that's what it's all about. You've got to understand, and people have to make sure that you understand before they move on. So that's great to hear. Someday, what do you hope to do, Carmela?
Teacher.
A teacher, wow. And we have another potential teacher in Leilani, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and what you would like to teach kindergarten?
Yes.
And Carmela, you would like to teach?
Any elementary grade.
Any elementary grade. I can see you being elementary teachers. You're very patient, and you're kind, and smart. You can be very good teachers. Leilani, tell us more about yourself. What do you do in your spare time?
I like to shop, draw, and study.
Yeah. Do you have your own credit card?
No, not
Ooh,
yet.
thank goodness, huh? What do you like to shop for?
Clothes, mostly.
Clothes, absolutely. And you like to study. You said that. That is, boy, that's amazing. That you consider that something you enjoy doing, because that's maybe why you like school so much. Yesenia, how about yourself? You like to study too, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, and you hope someday to be a vet. Tell me why.
Because I love animals, and when I see TV about homeless animals, I really want to help those homeless animals give home and food.
Yeah, because, you know, your heart goes out to them, because they didn't do anything to deserve bad treatment. So you want to do something to try to correct it. I think that's very noble. And what do you do in your spare time?
I like to sing, sometimes hear music, and sometimes read.
Wow. And you sing at home, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. And I bet you sing well, too. Mount Rainier, nice to have you guys back again. You guys are really sharp as always. Camilla, how did you guys get so good? How do you train for this?
We normally stay back every Tuesday, and we watch Science Bowl videos on YouTube, and we just kind of answer the questions.
Yeah, well, it shows. It shows that you've really been good students of Science Bowl. Tell us about your school. Miss Reed is your principal.
Yes.
And who is the sponsor of your team?
Mr. Wallace.
Mr. Wallace, he's out there. He's grinning from ear to ear, too, because he's so proud of you guys, and he's put in so much hard work. Did you have an alternate, Camilla?
Yes, Shannon Chick.
Shannon, yeah. And Shannon was here in our last game. She'll be back out. She's very much a part of this team. And tell us about Mount Rainier. We talked last time about the annual Peace Parade you have. What else about Mount Rainier is notable that we should know?
I think that the teachers, when they teach, they kind of relate to the kids, how their family is, and the teachers kind of react and relate how the kids are living.
Boy, that's a really good observation, because you can't just treat the child in front of you. You know, there are mothers and fathers and siblings out there, and you've got to understand the circumstances at home. That's very important. Thank you for bringing that up. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be a lawyer or an author.
Or an author, wow. And you've written some things already, haven't you?
Yes.
You keep it up. You're a great captain. Jonathan, you're a great player. You're a great competitor, and I know you're a sportsman. You
Yes.
like to play basketball, and you have your eye on a football career too, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah. And what else do you have in mind in the crystal ball?
Well, I could always be a lawyer or a singer because I'm a part of the Maryland Boy Choir. I sing with them.
Wow.
And so
You hadn't shared that with us before. Are you bass or what?
I am a alto.
Alto, very good. All right. Well, we got a couple singers up here today, a couple prospective lawyers, a couple vets, a couple teachers. How about you, Diana? What do you want to do?
I either want to be a scientist, a vet, or like a designer.
Or a designer. Well, you got a lot of options there, so you're a very creative person. And you told me earlier that at home you like to kind of pester your younger brother and sister, huh? That's the right of the older sibling, correct? All right. Nice to have you here. Let's get back to our game. 110 for Mount Rainier, 70 for Flintstone. We got a good game going here. Come on, guys. Let's have a good second half. Start us out, Camilla. Zoop Parade, 10 points. Teams, the largest invertebrate in the world used to be called the giant version of this. Now they've found a bigger version of this tentacled creature, and it's called the colossal what? Mount Rainier.
Octopus.
Not octopus. Good try. It's not the giant one of these. It's the colossal what, Carmela?
Squid.
Squid. Yes, indeed. Good go. Red.
Green things for 15.
Green things, 15 points. Teams, there is a tree in Florida, a kind of tree called the bald cypress. It's a conifer tree, but it's called bald because it has deciduous habits. It does this. What's it do, Mount Rainier?
Drops its leaves.
It drops its leaves. Absolutely right. Kind of a split personality tree we got going there. Go green.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. This is a very strange question. Listen carefully. Even if you're lactose intolerant, you could wear clothes made from the soured version of this liquid you pour on your cereal. Carmela.
I pass it on to
Leilani.
Milk.
Milk. They make clothing out of milk now. After the milk is soured, they tease out the protein strands, and they can make clothing. I don't know what happens if you add cereal to your T-shirt. Go. Green. Red, please. Red.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems, 15 points. Teams. Tissue scientists have been successful in creating a replica of this human organ that contains our urine. What is that organ called, Flintstone?
Kidney.
Not the kidney. Good try. What organ is it that contains our urine, Camilla?
Bladder.
The bladder, yeah. Good try, Carmela. You'll get them next time. Go green.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, if there are NFL players who have tattoos galore and they want to get rid of some of them, they can go for surgery that uses this kind of intense light to burn them away. Flintstone.
Laser.
Leilani.
Laser.
Laser, absolutely right. Good. Go, red team. You're up to 110. Just 30 behind. Where next?
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, there is a new play on Broadway in New York City that is titled this. It is probably the most famous Italian scientist ever. He discovered the moons of Jupiter through the telescope that he invented. Who was that famous Italian scientist? Flintstone.
Pasteur.
Not Pasteur. Good try. Who was the Italian who invented the telescope and discovered the 5 moons of Jupiter?
Galileo.
Galileo, absolutely. Galileo is the name of that play. Nice try there, Carmela. Go again, green.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points. Teams, if you're on a roller coaster at the top of the hill, there's lots of potential energy. When it goes down the hill and everybody's screaming, it's got lots of this kind of energy. Mount Rainier.
Kinetic.
Kinetic energy, absolutely right. Thank you, Jonathan, for weighing in. Go green.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, in The Wizard of Oz, when the witch got hit with a bucket of water, she said, "I'm melting." But if a plant loses its rigidity and starts to shrink, it might say, "I'm wetting."
Pass it on to Leilani.
Leilani. Again?
Dying.
Not dying quite. Give me another word.
Leaves falling off the tree.
Not quite, not quite. The witch was melting, but a plant that loses its rigidity and starts to fold might say, "I'm wetting."
Decomposing.
Wilting. I'm wilting is what I'm looking for. Try again, green. 170, 110, advantage you.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, in the Star Wars movie, the planet Tatooine was part of a binary system, which was very unusual because the planet orbited not one, but two of these. Come on, Rainier.
Suns.
Suns, yes. 2 suns for 1 planet. They've actually discovered those in real life, too, in other galaxies. All right, Mount Rainier, go.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, this famed American inventor, when he was just 12 years old, invented paddles for swimming. They soon became flippers. He is best known for his studies of electricity, especially for flying a kite in the middle of a thunderstorm with a key on the string. Who was that famed American Flintstone?
Pass it on to Yesenia.
Yesenia?
Thomas Jefferson.
Not Thomas Jefferson. Good try. Who was he, Camilla?
Benjamin Franklin.
It was Benjamin Franklin. Absolutely right. Thank you, Diana, for your assist there. Go green.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio, if you would, please. This dramatic picture was taken at an airport in Alabama, and those clouds, those dramatic clouds, were thought by some people to look like what kinds of waves? Flintstone?
Tsunami.
Tsunami, absolutely right. That result from an earthquake. Nicely done, Flintstone. Go red.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems, 20 points. Teams, if you have an operation called it's called sleeve gastrectomy. Doctors will reduce the size of this organ and take what's left and turn it into a sleeve to help you lose weight. What organ am I talking about? The stomach. The stomach. Gastro was your clue in there. Go red.
Zuperate for 20.
Zuperate for 20 points, teams. Even though finches have very small olfactory lobes in their brains, they still have a very good sense of this. Flintstone, they can still do what very well?
Here?
Not here. Olfactory lobes in the brain in these finches, but they can still do this very well.
See?
Smell. Smell is the correct answer. Go red. Go ahead, Carmelo.
Let's get physical for 25.
Get physical for 25 points. Teams, that big cruise ship that ran aground off the coast of Italy, it started to sink because water got inside the hull. The weight of the water inside was greater than the water outside, so the ship lost what B initial quality that caused it to sink? Mount Rainier?
Buoyancy.
You got that right. Buoyancy it is. Good. Go. Green.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points. Teams, a multiple choice question. Teams, if you went to see an orthopedist, would you be treating your carpal tunnel syndrome? Would you be getting tubes put into your ears? Or would you be getting braces? An orthopedist would do which of those?
Braces.
Not braces. Good try. Flintstone. An orthopedist treating your carpal tunnel syndrome, putting tubes in your ears, or giving you braces?
Tubes in your ears?
The one neither of you chose. Ortho means to straighten. Ped means foot. Carpal or wrist. Carpal tunnel syndrome. Go red. Excuse me, green.
Dateline science for 25.
Dateline for 25. Big one in that category, teams. For the first time ever, scientists who study plants can describe newly found plants in English instead of what other language that they use for scientific names.
Italian?
Carmela.
Italian?
Not Italian. Good try. Mount Rainier.
Latin.
Latin. That's exactly right. Oh, they were so close, too. Go. Green. 3 questions left.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points, teams. A very common injury among people who practice yoga is a strained one of these L initial connections between the muscles and the cartilage and the joint. L initial, Flintstone.
Leg?
Again?
Leg.
Not leg. No. Camilla.
Ligaments.
Ligaments is right. Yes. Oh, she said, I nailed that one. I knew it. Okay, good. Go. Nice try, Flintstone. Everybody's playing well. Keep it up. Camilla.
Zuperate for 25.
Zuperate, 25 points. Big one in that category, teams. This year's Intel Science Talent Search, the biggest science fair for kids in the United States, has a finalist who is a homeless girl from New York. She has spent the past 2 years studying the predators who prey on mollusks. I will give you 25 points if you can give me an example of a mollusk. Flintstone.
Oyster.
Oyster, absolutely right. Good. Gave you 25 points. Last question of the game. Green things for 25 points. Teams, a multiple choice question. All tea starts out as green, but once it gets to the tea bag, it's black because it's been exposed to the air and it has dried out. Is that process called denaturation, reduction, or oxidation? Flintstone.
Reduction.
Not reduction. Good try, Camilla.
Oxidation.
Oxidation it is. And with that, we've come to the end of the game. It looks like Mount Rainier has done it. We'll be back in a moment. Don't you go away.
Because play might be the best way to fight obesity.
Because staying connected makes my family stronger, healthier, and happier.
Because a safe place after school can lead to success in school.
Because physical activity is vital to my health and well-being.
Because I need to make my world better.
Because playing team sports teaches the character and social skills that build leaders.
Because learning with others makes for a greater understanding.
Because we need each other.
Because we need each other.
Because we need each other.
Welcome back. What a great game today. We hope you enjoyed it at home as much as we did here. This just goes to prove that good things come in small packages. We had two rather small team captains, but boy, did they put on a great show today. Carmela and Camilla, you guys were fantastic, as were your teammates. Our final tally is Flintstone 155, Mount Rainier 310. Mount Rainier, congratulations. You're going to the semifinals. We'll see you against Rosaryville. Diana and Camilla and Jonathan, you guys were terrific today. Shannon, I know how proud you are. Our alternate, and Mr. Wallace, thank you. We will see you again. Flintstone, let me see some big smiles over here. Carmela, you were fourth grader, only a fourth grader. We hesitate to think what you will be like in the sixth grade. We're looking forward to having you back. You and Yesenia and Leilani, you played a great game. Ariel, let's see a smile over there for these young ladies. Miss Arcolita, thank you for always being part of our game. We want to see you back again. We want to see you back again, too. See you next time. Bye-bye.